Well, hello there. My name is Brian Needleman. And why am I coming on here today on this Friday afternoon? At least that's what it is, California time. It's because we have an election this Tuesday, a really big election. And I'm here to talk about voting and getting out to the polls, finishing up those ballots and dropping them off. Now, I want to offer my quick disclaimer that yes, I am a Biden and Harris supporter, but I'm not going to be using this video as an opportunity to bash Trump. I'm not going to be using this video as an opportunity to endorse Biden. This is not what this is about. Because there's nothing that I can possibly say that's going to convince somebody who is a Trump supporter to not vote for Trump or to vote for Biden. And there's absolutely nothing that a Trump supporter can do that is going to convince me to either not vote or vote for Trump. So why should I bother to come on then? What's the point, Brian? Do you know that in the last election, and this isn't talked about too much, I know I've brought it up quite a bit, but there's a very interesting statistic that there were in the last election 240 million eligible voters, give or take. You know, the numbers vary a little bit here and there, but about 240 million people were eligible voters in 2016. And another statistic that out of those 240 million eligible voters, there were in the low 40 percentile. I've seen numbers going from 40 to 43, maybe even a little higher, but rounded to about 40%. Now, I majored in clinical psychology growing up. I still practice clinical psychology with a very full and busy private practice. So math has never been my strong point, but I do know a little bit about percentages, and I can do some basic math. And if you take 40%, 40% of 240 million is 96 million people. That means in the last election, give or take about 96 million people in this country could have voted, but for whatever the reasons were, chose not to. Now, if you ask any random person why they didn't vote, they could say, well, what does my one vote actually mean? Doesn't matter. What can I do? I'm one person. Nothing is going to happen. My voice isn't going to change a damn thing. So why should I bother to say something? No one has given a shit. Every other politician, Democrat, Republican, has disappointed me. So why should I bother to do anything? You know what I want to tell you? Is that you vote because you can vote. Because here's the big difference, is that life is not about being attached to the results. We don't do something only because we're going to get a particular vote. We stand up for what we believe in. We give a voice because we have the ability to have a voice. And when we speak up, and when we vote, we express our integrity. We express what's important to us. Whenever you vote, whenever you do something, even if you don't get the result that you're looking for, you win every time. Sometimes you don't get the result that you're looking for, but where you do win is that you honor your integrity and you honor your self-respect, and you don't go silent into the night. It's like Elie Wiesel said, who is a Holocaust survivor, that neutrality only benefits the oppressor, never the oppressed. So if you speak up, if you speak your mind, you win every time. And you help create the energy to make a difference. But if you do nothing, then nothing will happen. So people get logical with me. They say, yeah, So, really, what's my vote out of any so many millions vote? Okay, let me play the devil's advocate for a second. If you have 100 people that say just didn't want to vote, and you spread that around 50 states, maybe two people not voting in their states in their state in the general election will make a whole lot of difference. But 96 million people, when you spread that number around to 50 states, that's pretty much, I think, millions of people in each state. So many million in each state, give or take. You play the numbers around. There's more percentages and whatnot. But whatever it is, that's a high number. It may be close to a million in some states, maybe more than a million in each particular state. Some of these states last time lost by only so many thousand votes. So what happens is that when people don't vote, when a lot of people don't vote, you get a result that you more than likely don't like. And it also reinforces your apathy and stating, yeah, why should I bother? So if 96 million people decide to say, fuck it, I'm not going to the polls, guess what? You're not going to see any change. Nothing's going to happen. There's going to be nothing different than happened than before. So get to the polls, please. Vote. Do the right thing. Speak your mind. Speak your voice. Have your say. Maybe you'll win. Maybe you won't. But you win every time when you honor your integrity and you speak up. This is not just a lesson for voting. This is about all life. Sometimes some you win, some you don't. But when you speak your mind, you honor your integrity and your self-respect, you win every fucking time. So what's going to happen is that if nothing turns out the way that you wanted, if people don't go to the polls, you've got nobody to blame but yourself. So get over it. Get to the fucking polls and vote. Like your life depends on it. Take care. Bye-bye.